The rain had just stopped in the crowded streets of Abuja when Leticia adjusted the cheap blonde wig on her head and stared at herself through the cracked mirror hanging inside their one-room apartment. The room smelt of perfume, sweat, and old cigarettes. One mattress lay on the floor beside a standing fan that only worked when electricity came at night. Clothes were scattered everywhere: lipsticks, high heels, empty food packs. Barbara sat cross-legged on the bed, scrolling through her phone impatiently. "No customer again today," she hissed. "This country don't hard." Leticia forced a weak smile. "At least we still chop yesterday." Barbara looked at her and shook her head. "You still dey reason like village girl. Survival no be by prayer alone." The two girls had been childhood friends from Umuka village. They grew up fetching water together, attending the same community school, and dreaming about escaping poverty. After Leticia's father died, life became unbearable for her mother, Monica, who struggled to raise 8 children alone, 7 boys and Leticia, the only girl and firstborn. Barbara had left for Abuja first. When she returned during Christmas 2 years later, wearing expensive wigs, carrying iPhone, spraying money in parties, the village girls admired her. Only Leticia knew the truth. Barbara eventually convinced her to come to Abuja. "At least you go survive," she had said. At first, Leticia sold fuel at a filling station, but the salary could barely feed her. One night, after her landlord embarrassed her publicly over rent, Barbara took her to a nightclub. That was how everything started. Slowly, Leticia entered hookup life. At first, she cried after meeting men. Later, she became numb. But unlike Barbara, she still had a soft heart. She sent money home, paid her brother's school fees sometimes, bought wrappers for her mother. Meanwhile, Barbara had become colder with time, more calculating, more desperate for wealth. That particular week, business was terrible. No customers, no money, and rent was approaching. Barbara suddenly dropped her phone. "I know somewhere we fit go." "Where?" "There is one Baba. People they go there for favor and connection." Leticia frowned. "You mean native doctor?" Barbara rolled her eyes. "Use your brain. Everybody for this Abuja they survive somehow." 2 days later, Barbara took Leticia to a compound at the edge of town. The place looked abandoned. Red cloths tied to trees, goats roaming around. An old man sat shirtless under a dim bulb, his grey beard stained with kola nut. The moment Baba saw Leticia, his expression changed. He asked her to sit. Then after a while, he suddenly told her to wait outside. Confused, Leticia obeyed. Inside the shrine, Baba lowered his voice. "This girl no ordinary." Barbara leaned forward. "What do you mean?" "She carry full star." Barbara's eyes narrowed. Baba stared deeply into a calabash before speaking again. "You don't already spoil spiritually. Many things don't chop your glory. If you want rise, another person must replace wetin you lose." Barbara swallowed hard. "What if person close to me gets strong star?" The old man smiled slowly. "That one fit work." Barbara remained silent for a long time. Then she asked the question that changed everything. "What will happen to the person?" Barbara shrugged carelessly. "Sickness, weakness, misfortune. Small, small until destiny finish." Barbara looked toward the door where Leticia sat outside innocently pressing her phone. Her childhood friend, the girl who trusted her more than anybody. Barbara made her choice that night. Weeks later, strange things began happening. At first, Leticia complained of tiredness, then headaches, then constant fever. She became weak rapidly, yet Barbara became richer. Customers suddenly rushed her. Men gifted her phones, money, jewelry.
She moved differently now, more confident, more arrogant. Meanwhile, Leticia kept falling ill. Barbara cooked for her, bought medicine, bathed her sometimes. To outsiders, she looked like the perfect friend. See as Barbara did take care of this girl, neighbors would say. Leticia herself became emotional sometimes. I thank God for you, she once whispered weakly. Barbara smiled and looked away. You be my sister. But secretly, Barbara had already been building a mansion in their village. People were shocked. How this small girl get money like this? Nobody questioned it deeply. In the village, sudden wealth was respected more than investigated. One afternoon, Monica called her daughter. Her voice trembled over the phone. Leticia, I had a dream. Leticia, Mama, wetin happen? I see Barbara standing on top your head, and I see you inside dark pit. Leticia laughed weakly. Mama, stop all these village dreams. But Monica continued. And people say Barbara they build big house for village. You know about them. Silence. Leticia sat upright slowly. No, that was the first crack in her trust. Later that evening, she confronted Barbara gently. You dey build house for village. Barbara froze briefly before smiling. Na investment, I won't surprise people. But you know, tell me. Barbara's tone hardened slightly. Must I report everything? Leticia became quiet. From then, suspicion entered her heart. Meanwhile, her sickness worsened terribly. Soon, she could barely walk. Monica begged for her daughter to return home, but Barbara resisted. How una go take care of she snapped over the phone. Your mama will never feed 8 children finish? She's my daughter, Monica cried. Still, Barbara delayed, until Monica reported the issue to the women's meeting in the village. The gathering took place under a large mango tree. Older women sat on benches discussing the matter seriously. Barbara's mother, Ego, was present too. She must release that girl, one elderly woman declared, no matter waiting happen. Under pressure, Barbara finally agreed. Leticia was transported back to the village inside a rusty van. Barbara refused to accompany them, but she kept sending money. When Monica saw her daughter, she nearly collapsed. Leticia had become frighteningly thin. Her skin looked grey. She needed help just to stand. Monica burst into tears. My daughter, why you not tell us say you dey sick? Leticia spoke faintly. Barbara say make I no worry, poor widow wey get many children. Monica cried harder. But something strange began happening after Leticia returned. The same women who fought for her suddenly turned against Monica. None visited again. None offered support. Unknown to Monica, Ego had secretly moved around sharing money and lies. She told people that Monica's family had spiritually attacked Barbara, but the attack backfired onto Leticia. The village believed her. Meanwhile, Barbara continued sending money regularly. People admired her generosity. Even after wickedness, she still did help them, villagers said. Leticia became unable to speak properly. She communicated mostly by writing with shaky hands. Then one night, something terrifying happened. Around 10 p.m., a madman entered Monica's compound. Everybody in the village knew him. His nickname was Adventure because whenever people jokingly asked where he was going, he always replied, Adventure. He had wandered mad for over 20 years. Sometimes his words made sense, sometimes not. But one thing frightened people. Many of his strange predictions came true. That night was unusual because Adventure never walked around late. Yet, there he was, standing silently outside Monica's room. Monica's sons became nervous. The old lantern flickered. Give me water, Adventure muttered. They gave him water. Then he walked inside and sat beside Leticia, who lay half asleep after taking herbal medicine. Suddenly, he stood up, pointed at her and shouted, Dem don't use you, finish. The room froze. Monica held her chest. Adventure continued speaking in a chilling voice. Person way close to her collect her destiny, but that Baba deceived them too. Monica's son stared speechless. Adventure laughed strangely. Ha! The Baba exchanged another thing join them. Him use Leticia replace him daughter life. because the daughter gets short lifespan. Monica screamed and held her head. On the bed, Leticia moved weakly. Her lips trembled. She carried me somewhere. Her family already suspected Barbara because she was Leticia's only close friend. But they were poor. Who would believe them against wealthy people? Adventure suddenly became serious. She for survived before, but judgment day her head. What judgment? Monica whispered fearfully. Adventure looked toward Leticia. This girl follow married man. Him wife dey labor for hospital. Husband no sign operation paper because him dey knack Leticia for hotel. Monica gasped loudly. The woman call and call. Leticia stop am from picking. The room became silent, except for the sound of crickets outside. The dead woman family at still dey born. Monica fell to her knees crying. What can we do? Find the family, beg them. But we don't know them. Adventure looked at Leticia. She know the man. But Leticia could barely remember anything clearly anymore. Days passed. The family struggled, trying to trace the identity of the dead woman. Then Adventure returned again 3 days later. This time, his eyes looked terrifyingly clear. He entered Monica's compound and spoke immediately. The dead woman na your blood. Monica froze. Slowly, memory returned. 8 months earlier, her half-sister's daughter had died during childbirth at age 29. The family believed complications killed her, but now, everything connected. The husband, the secret affair, the unanswered calls. Monica felt the world spin around her. Her own daughter had unknowingly contributed to her relative's death. She didn't know how to tell her half-sister the truth. Every night, she cried beside Leticia's mat. But before they could decide what to do, Leticia stopped breathing. Quietly, painfully. Her body finally gave up before sunrise. Monica screamed until neighbors gathered outside. But none of the women's meeting members sympathized with the family. None entered the compound. They still believed Ego's lies. Only Monica and her 7 sons mourned sincerely. Far away in Abuja, Barbara sat alone inside her expensive apartment staring at her ringing phone. She already knew. For the first time in years, fear entered her heart. Because deep inside, she remembered Baba's final warning the night of the ritual. Every borrowed star expires with blood. Barbara did not mourn Leticia the way people expected. At first, when she received the call that Leticia had died, she sat silently on the edge of her bed in Abuja, staring at the wall for nearly 20 minutes. Then she whispered softly to herself, "No, Baba said sickness, not death." For the first time since the ritual, fear entered her completely. Because she truly believed Leticia would only remain sick and weak while she continued prospering. Death was never the agreement she understood. But even in fear, Barbara could not publicly mourn. How would she explain the strange guilt already eating her alive? Instead, she locked herself indoors for days. Meanwhile, in the village, the atmosphere was completely different. Ego moved around proudly, as if victory had finally come. The same women who abandoned Monica now sat with Ego in evening gatherings, gossiping and laughing. God know they sleep, oh. Person no fit fight innocent child and go free. Monica heard all the whispers. Yet, she remained silent. Inside their small compound, mourning felt lonely and heavy. No women came to console them, no traditional support. Only Monica and her 7 sons sat around the mat where Leticia used to lie. Sometimes Monica would wake up at midnight and stare at the empty corner where her daughter once slept. Then tears would roll down her face silently. Her sons mourned differently. The younger ones cried openly, the older ones became cold and angry. Especially Chibuzo, the second son. He stopped greeting people in the village completely. "Everybody abandoned our sister before she died," he would mutter bitterly. Months passed. The uncompleted mansion Barbara was building remained stuck at lintel level. No workers returned. Rain beat against the blocks daily. Grass slowly began growing around the foundation. Villagers started whispering, "What happened?" But Ego always had an answer. She no one rush building. Then 11 months after Leticia's death, Ego suddenly traveled to Abuja. She told the women's group casually, "I wan go visit Barbara small. I go soon come back." Nobody suspected anything, but weeks passed, then months. Ego did not return. Even more strange, no one heard from Barbara. The women became curious. Still, nobody questioned Ego openly. One evening, 2 months later, Monica was returning from the market carrying tomatoes and dry fish in an old basket balanced on her head. As she passed in front of Ego's compound, something caught her attention. A faint lantern light flickered inside the old mud house beside the uncompleted building. Monica slowed down immediately. Her heartbeat quickened. The compound still looked abandoned from outside. Dusty, silent, overgrown weeds everywhere. Nobody in the village mentioned Ego returning. Carefully, Monica moved closer. She peeped through a small opening between the curtain and broken window frame. Then she froze. Inside the room, Ego sat on a mat looking worn and restless. And beside her, lying under a thin wrapper, was someone who looked exactly like Barbara. But this was no longer the proud, flashy girl from Abuja. The body on the mat looked horrifyingly thin. Her cheeks had sunken inward. Her skin looked dark and dry. Her eyes stared blankly to the ceiling, like someone already halfway into death. Monica nearly gasped aloud, but she controlled herself quickly and stepped away before they noticed her. That night, she could not sleep. So Barbara was dying, quietly, hidden from the village, from the villagers, from the world. From then onward, Monica watched carefully for news, but none came. Ego stopped attending women's meetings completely. Nobody saw Barbara outside. The village remained strangely silent. Then one Saturday evening, Monica and her sons were finishing work on their farmland near the village market square. Dark clouds gathered above. Rain was coming soon. They hurriedly packed cassava stems and farming tools.
Suddenly, a teenage boy came running toward them, breathlessly. "Mama Leticia, them they look for you since morning." Monica wiped sweat from her face. "We done dey here since morning. Wetin happen?" The boy shook his head quickly. "Na Ego and the women people they find you." Monica frowned. "Everything dey okay?" "I no know, but then say make you come quick." Monica nodded slowly. "You people carry these things go house," she told her sons quietly. "I go see wetin happen." The walk from the farmland took about 15 minutes. As she approached the women's meeting ground, she noticed something unusual immediately. Women were gathered in clusters. Some held their heads dramatically, others whispered nervously. Monica's chest tightened. Deep down, she already knew something terrible had happened. The moment one of the women saw her, she shouted angrily, "Why you no come since?" Monica stopped. "What happened?" Another woman burst into tears. "Barbara don't die." Silence fell around them. Then the chairlady spoke slowly. "Adventure came this morning. He told Ego that if they apologize to you sincerely, Barbara fit still get second chance." The women shook their heads sadly. "But before we fit reach you," she started screaming. Another woman interrupted fearfully. She said Leticia was dragging her with big rope toward pit. The women murmured uneasily. 1 minute she'd scream, next minute she'd die. Monica stood completely still.
Rain clouds gathered heavily above them. For a long moment, nobody spoke. Then finally, Monica looked around at all the women who abandoned her when she needed them most. And for the first time in many months, she spoke. Her voice trembled at first, then became stronger. Barbara deceived my daughter. Everywhere became quiet. My Leticia believed she was going to Abuja to work decent job. Even fuel attendant work she for managed proudly. But Barbara took her into another life. Some women lowered their eyes. She introduced my daughter to prostitution. As if that won't know enough, she carried her to native doctor. Murmur spread through the gathering. She swapped destinies with my child and turned my only daughter into living corpse. Monica's eyes filled with tears. I warned Leticia before all this happened. I saw it in dream, but Barbara manipulated her against me. She pointed toward Ego, who sat silently with swollen eyes. This woman knew what her daughter was doing. Ego looked away immediately. She lied against me before this group. She bought everybody with money. All of you abandoned me. The women became visibly uncomfortable. I buried my daughter alone. Not one woman from this group entered my house. Her voice cracked painfully. And now you people blame me because I did not fly to come save the same girl who destroyed my daughter. Nobody answered. Rain began falling lightly. Monica shook her head slowly. I was not even aware anybody was looking for me. She turned to leave. Suddenly, several women rushed toward her. Forgive us. We made mistake. We believed wrong story. But Monica continued walking slowly through the rain. Then suddenly, Ego stood up. Even after losing Barbara, pride still filled her voice. I no go apologize. The women gasped. Ego pointed angrily. My daughter don't die already. Wetin apology go change? The chairlady stared at her in disbelief. After everything, still no remorse. Slowly, the elderly chairlady stood up with her walking stick. Then she spoke firmly before everybody. From today, Ego is no longer member of this women group. Silence fell instantly. You told lies against innocent widow. You divided this community. You watched another woman suffer alone. Ego's lips trembled, but she remained stubborn. The chairlady continued. The same way all of us abandoned Monica because of your lies, avoid every member of this group from today. The women nodded quietly. For the first time, Ego looked afraid because now she understood something terrible. Money could buy loyalty for a season, but truth always waited patiently, and eventually, truth returned home.
Moral lessons from this story. 1. Bad company can destroy a good life. Leticia trusted Barbara because they grew up together, but Barbara led her into prostitution, greed, and eventually destruction. Not every childhood friend should follow you into adulthood. 2. Greed and desperation lead to evil choices. Barbara's hunger for wealth pushed her to betray the person who loved and trusted her most. Quick riches often come with painful consequences. 3. Hookup and immoral lifestyles can bring dangerous consequences. Leticia's involvement with married men and hookup life exposed her to spiritual, emotional, and physical destruction. Wrong choices can affect innocent people too. 4. Never ignore a mother's warning or wise counsel. Monica sensed danger early through her dreams and concern, but Leticia ignored her. Sometimes the people who truly love us can see danger before we do. 5. Money cannot hide the truth forever. Ego used money and lies to manipulate the village, but eventually the truth came out. Lies may survive for a while, but truth always returns. 6. Evil done in secret eventually brings judgment. Barbara believed she could gain success through dark means without consequences, but in the end, fear, sickness, and death caught up with her. 7. True friendship is built on love, not selfish gain.
A real friend protects you, corrects you, and wants your progress honestly. Barbara used friendship as a weapon for personal benefit. 8. Communities should seek truth before judging people. The village women abandoned Monica because of rumors and lies. Blindly following gossip can cause innocent people to suffer. 9. Pride prevents repentance and healing. Even after losing her daughter, Ego still refused to apologize. Pride can destroy relationships and block forgiveness. 10. Every action has consequences. Leticia's choices harmed herself and others, while Barbara's wickedness eventually returned to her. No deed, good or bad, goes without consequences.
Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload.